Hi, I'm Johnny. This is Johnny Likes, the show where I talk about movies that I like. Today, I'm talking about one of the all-time classics. Today, Johnny likes Predator. I've seen this movie countless times over the years. I grew up watching it and loving it. I think it's a masterpiece of the genre. I think it holds up very well for a movie that's almost 40 years old. There's not really too much that I don't like about it. I'm going to assume that anybody watching this is pretty familiar with the film, and instead of doing like a traditional review, I'm just going to talk about what makes this movie so good. At least to me. The screenplay and story structure. The storytelling in this is outstanding. It's a perfect 3-act structure with excellent pacing. Act 1, we meet all our players, learn a little bit about them, and a couple characteristics about each of them. Just enough to fill in the blanks in our head. This is also where elements are set up and then later actually paid off, such as Hawkins trying to make specifically Billy laugh. Each act peaks with a giant action set piece, Act 1 being the shootout with the gorillas, Act 2 being trying to catch the predator in the net and the ensuing chase, and Act 3 is of course the battle between the predator and Arnie. After each big set piece, we get a little bit of a cool down, but the tension never really lets up. Our monster is slowly revealed to us. Whenever there is a monster in a movie, it's always a fine line to walk as to how much you show and when you show it. You can't go too slow, you can't go too fast. And I think this one does it just about right. We know straight away that this is a creature from space, as the opening shot shows a spaceship coming in from space. So there's no mystery about that. But we don't know anything else about it right off the bat. Act 1 gives us some point of view shots, but not really too much else. We get to see a little bit of its kind of mode of operation, as we get to see the commandos that are skinned, and we see it observing and stalking people from the trees. Act 2, we see it full on in its camouflage, and we see its capabilities as it's picking off our commandos one by one. We also get some close-up shots and kind of a full reveal near the end, where it is patching itself up after being shot. Act 3, we get full on up close and personal. We see it without its camouflage, with its camouflage, with the mask, and then without the mask. In other words, they tease us slowly, but they do leave us fully satisfied. There's no kind of creature blueballing, as it were. The second act is actually a horror movie in disguise. So Act 1 and 3 are full-on action, but Act 2 is a survival horror movie stuck in the middle of an action movie. Think about it, nearly all of our commandos get picked off one by a masked killer in exotic ways. That's straight up a slasher film plot. The only real difference is that this one has much more gunfire and machismo, and also no boobs. It's actually a B-movie in disguise. This could have been, and probably should have been, a corny B-movie. A bunch of muscly dudes in the jungle fight off an alien that they can't see very well, and that is hunting them for sport. I think it really just got lucky that it had the exact right people get involved in order to make it what it was. The Predator design. Super cool. The heat vision, the camouflage effect, the mask with dreads, the not sexual at all face without the dreads, the glow stick green blood, the rattlesnake type sound it makes. I found it to be all very innovative and original. Nothing like this had really been seen before, as far as I'm aware. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that, though. Last thing is, some of the dialogue was pretty good. Some of the macho one-liners are great, others are just kind of corny, but that still kind of makes it endearing. It's very much of its time. My favorite is probably, "I ain't got time to bleed." Oh, okay. You got time to duck? Like that, to me, that's funny every time. It's got just the right amount of cheese on it. And I still remember how exhilarating and how just kind of suspenseful and tension-filled that this film really was. When I watched it as a boy, for like the first few times especially. It no longer has quite that effect on me, but I can still recognize just how well made of a film that this really is. For me, this one is a 4.75 out of 5. It's not perfect, but it is still a damn good time. What was your first time watching Predator like? What do you want to see me talk about next? You can let me know in the comments. And if you could do me a favor and like and subscribe, that would be great. So those of you familiar with my channel may have noticed that I'm trying something a little bit new here. And that's because I actually want the channel to grow. I've kind of hit like a wall with what I've been doing. And recently I had some very helpful internet folks give me some constructive criticism and a few little pointers. So shout out to them. What do you guys think of the look and style of this video? I'm just trying some new things out until I find something that works for both me and you guys. And just to let you know, I did a bunch of movies in my old style and I've already uploaded them for October. So you are going to see old style Johnny stuff for at least most of October. But after that, expect to see a bit more experimentation on my part. I'll be mixing it up in terms of just the presentation of my videos, thumbnails, and that sort of stuff. Please don't be shy about leaving your comments in the comment section. They really do help, and I actually do read all of them. Whether or not I implement anything you say, that's another story. I hope you stick with me, and we can all live happily ever after. Thanks for watching me talk about movies for a little while, and you can tune in next time to see what else Johnny likes.